South Africa leads the world in wildlife ranching, generating more than 7 billion rand a year through an increasingly sophisticated industry. Today, the scientific intensive breeding of higher value game in smaller enclosures has changed the ways of traditional open plains ranching and added more value to the industry as a whole. This change, coupled with improved breeding practices, advances in DNA technology and capture and translocation techniques, has led to dramatic increases of sale and auction prices for higher value wildlife. The industry has been growing at more than 20% per annum over the past 15 years, resulting in areas under conservation quadrupling in size. Levels of game have risen to numbers last seen in 1850, and even threatened species numbers have recovered thanks to the efforts of private game breeders. For both moral and financial reasons, the time has come to get into the game. And finally, through GameVest, there is a way of doing so, without investing in expensive infrastructure. GameVest, one of the top stud game breeders in South Africa, is situated in the Limpopo Bushveld near Tabazimbi and expanding to Gravelot in the Lowveld. Through our unique game breeding and game ownership initiative, individuals wishing to enter this lucrative market without having to own land, employ staff or manage game may now purchase selected high-value game with a view of earning a return on the sale of the offspring. New game owners may purchase high-value game breeding animals from GameVest's own breeding stock. Participants own their breeding herds in perpetuity, and these animals are kept at GameVest's facilities for intensive accelerated breeding and care. We sell all progeny from the third year on and split the profits after costs. But with more than 12,000 commercial game farms and many game breeders countrywide to choose from, why GameVest? The operation is run from various farms totaling 25,000 hectares of sweet grass bushveld, renowned as prime game country, with excellent browsing capacity and all year-round water supply. GameVest currently breeds a variety of the most sought-after high-value game, including buffalo, sable, roan and various other species. Game management is made easier through the flat and sandy terrain in our camp systems. The area is safe, being adjacent to a large game reserve and protected by double electric fencing, patrolled daily to ensure no predators or intruders breach the perimeter. What sets the GameVest operation apart, though, is our scientific approach to stud breeding. Our exceptionally high reproductive rate is the result of both superior quality breeding bulls and a scientific management approach. We keep game in camps ranging from 20 to 250 hectares of lightly deforested bush, enabling our rangers to constantly observe all animals. Each camp is divided into two parts, one side being used as a nanny camp to isolate sick or injured game and to stop the spread of infections. In the larger of the two parts, our teams feed animals supplementary high-protein feed at multiple points. Thanks to game's typical hierarchical feeding habits, animals frequent the same feeding stations every day, making for easy monitoring of individual animals and the administering of medicines when needed. The feed teams count all of our game every day and keep a sharp lookout for illnesses or injuries, monitoring the general condition of the animals. Should an animal show signs of being off color, our rangers collect a manure sample for analysis and conduct a parasite load count in our on-site lab. This enables GameVest staff to administer appropriate doses to affected animals. Having our own experienced on-site game managers and dedicated veterinarians helps GameVest to act proactively, keeping costs down and limiting animal stress levels. This observation, early detection and treatment of any illnesses or injuries are key to our success. It helps animals increase recovery time and gets them back into the breeding pool faster with minimal loss of condition. We established that this approach significantly shortens periods between pregnancies. GameVest has a special lab facility where we keep individual DNA databases for every animal. This consists of skin and blood samples as well as animal measurements, all kept in safe storage as a genetic record for each animal. Through careful selection, we improve bloodline purity and counter-destructive interbreeding. Game owners, through their participation, therefore aid the much-needed improvement of game volumes and genetic selection in the country. Striving for only the best available genetic material possible has also helped GameVest to produce adaptable animals with exceptionally high resistance to sicknesses. Should participants decide to sell, these hardy animals can be captured and resettled almost anywhere in the country, with little risk of non-adaptation. GameVest uses only the most professional operators and tried and tested methods to capture game to reduce animal stress. Only veterinarians are allowed to dart animals using state-controlled substances. The typical turnaround per animal is only 5 minutes, in which animals are sedated, measured, chipped, marked and DNA sampled before being revived. Staff monitor animals until fully recovered. Game owners receive quarterly reports on animal condition and performance, and GameVest advises on appropriate times to sell offspring. Talking numbers, game breeding returns historically outstrip that of the JSE. The average sale price of game sold on auction grew by 49% over the past 5 years, translating into returns of between 30 to 60% plus, depending on species and strategy. The future, although always subject to speculation, looks even brighter. An ever-increasing ecotourism market, growing number of game farms, conversions from conventional farming, new export markets, the growing hunting industry and the need for more game meat are all driving double-digit demand for animals.
Nobody is too late to enter this industry. The timing is right now. If you want to get involved in the game industry, it's alive, it's vibrant, it's growing.
The sector further resonates with environmentalists, authorities and the public alike as it displays optimized land use and sound conservation principles. Moreover, it speaks to an emotional affinity for the land and its creatures that naturally imbues it with value and in turn with sustainability. GameVest. Breed it, love it, own it.